I'm Will An with the Dallas Fire Rescue. I work at Station 19 on B shift. I've been working almost 11 years when, as many of you know, 2 months ago I was in a line of duty gunshot wound. It's while I was responding on an ambulance call, and it was basically an ambush. But luckily I sit here now in really good spirits. I've recovered a lot, but there's still a long way to go. Maybe even a year. It's going to be like a year-long process just to get back somewhere to where I was before. But at least I'm stable now, and I'm getting better weekly. I think more importantly, just emotionally and mentally, I'm very healthy, along with my family. I'm just very thankful for that. To get to this point here, where I'm sitting here, was a real long process. I was in the hospital for 1 month, and while I was there, I had over a dozen surgeries, including CPR, along with skin grafts and artery grafts and various other surgeries. I mean, as you know, a lot of you can see. Although I'm doing really well right now, and I've met or exceeded a lot of expectations that doctors and physical therapists have given me. They always say I'm doing great. I have no point of reference, so I trust them when they tell me, the progress I'm making is good progress. But in spite of all that, it's still too early to know exactly what the final prognosis will be. I'm optimistic, and we're all very hopeful and optimistic, but we just don't know how much deficit I'm going to have overall on my leg. But still, just to be at this point, like I said, it's just a blessing, and I feel great, because originally I was 50-50 whether I would keep my leg, whether I would keep my life. So for us to talk about how much deficit I have, it's still way above where I was. So I mean, I'm just very thankful for that. Obviously, I'm home now. I've been home for about a month, and my family's very grateful. My parents are in town. We've all adjusted well. It's a lot of stress on everyone here, additional stress, just physically, emotionally, and financially. But we've had a lot of support, and my family and everyone is just very grateful for everything that everyone's done. Not just the guys in the department, but just the community around us have really, really shown a lot of support, and so we're all very thankful. I guess most importantly, the point of this video is I just really want to thank everyone that got me to this point here. First and foremost, obviously, it would be the staff at Baylor Hospital. The ER doctors and the nurses, they literally worked a miracle. When I hear about what actually happened to me, it's amazing that I'm as healthy as I am with as little deficits as I have. On my arm, I mean, I was shot in my arm too, and just the fact that they did such great work, I'm very thankful for them. These are doctors and nurses in the ER that I've met many times before, as a paramedic delivering patients, and I never thought I'd be a patient of myself be a patient, but the fact that they saw me and could put all the emotions aside and just do their best, it really is, it's not my words, but their words. It's just a miracle that the condition I'm in now. And not just the ER, but all of the Baylor staff. Once I got out of the ICU, the floor nurses and the PCAs, they really seemed to go out of their way to make me feel comfortable. And it's obvious that they were really looking out for my interests and helping me out. So, Baylor ER, obviously one of the best hospitals here in Dallas. They did a great job. Also, a huge thank you to the Dallas Fire Department members. Obviously. Everyone from dispatch, who was so quick to, they always do a great job. They're always overburdened, but they did a great job. Dispatch, my riding partner that day, Casey, he's got to carry a burden that I don't, because he saw all this from outside and he remembers so much, whereas I really don't remember much about the incident at all. But I'm thankful that he's been healthy and he's been filling me in on all the gaps that I missed. I'm thankful for him, for all the guys at 19s. Obviously, we're one big family, and they showed a lot of support. I'm thankful for my rookie school buddy Kyle, who who really went above and beyond. You know, he apparently heard on the radio what was going down. He happened to be at Baylor, and you know, he was waiting there with a stretcher and tourniquet. You know, and it really, I mean, you know, it shows that, you know, he's really willing to go above and beyond what his duty was. You know, he didn't have to be there. You know, no one asked him to, but, you know, and it means a lot to me that it was someone I knew personally from rookie school. You know, I mean, it just makes it that much more awesome that we're looking out for each other. So, you know, after the fact, I'm thankful for the chaplains, you know, Elaine and Shu. I mean, you know, guys at Local 58 like Mac, I mean, and Jim, you know, they've done so much as far as not just, you know, fundraisers. I mean, fundraisers are a big part of, you know, what I need, but they just offered so much emotional support. Just the fact that they'd come down and just, you know, shoot the breeze with me, just hang out while I was at the hospital. Here now, when I'm stuck at home, you know, they just go above and beyond. They've really showed a lot of support, a lot of love, and shown that we are really like a family. You know, they don't treat me like I'm a coworker or a client or something. You know, it's really been just really comforting to know that, you know, when they come here, it's just, we can just relax like I would with my uncle or my brother or someone like that. So, you know, and again, Local 58, they've done so much to show their support for me. You know, Mac's always talking to me and texting me and just giving me little tidbits about what it's like, you know, what's going on at the station and what kind of stuff they have down the pipeline to show, you know, support for me, whether it's charity stuff, fundraisers, or even, you know, hockey games, things like that. You know, so it's been the stuff that they do, you know, the guys in the fire department, the chaplains, Local 58, the things that they undertake take a lot of burden off of me and my family. You know, that's just so much more that we don't have to worry about, that we don't have to think about, and we can just focus on coping with ourselves, you know, just taking care of ourselves emotionally, you know, mentally, and obviously physically. So, you know, a lot of thanks to them. You know, finally, but obviously far from least, I got to give a shout out, give huge thanks to the Dallas Police Department. You know, those guys, they came into the hot zone. You know, this guy had an assault rifle, and, you know, as far as they know, he's still shooting at people. They came into the hot zone, you know, loaded me up into their squad car and drove me to the hospital. You know, when I looked up the run sheets, from the time the call came in to the time I got to the hospital was 10 minutes, which is an amazing amount of time, given what happened in that amount of time. I mean, it's only 10 minutes, but in that time, you know, we made it to the patient. You know, we called the code blue. You know, the cops showed up and got me to Baylor Hospital. Again, you know, and I heard just the way they sped off was just inhuman. So, I mean, it's just awesome, just the lengths that they're willing to go to help me out, you know, someone on the fire end. You know, I know we're, you know, fire and PD, but, you know, we're really just two sides of the same coin, you know. I mean, we really are just one big unit, and they showed that. And, you know, even after they did their job of getting me to definitive care at Baylor, they continued to come out here, show their support. You know, they've done their own fundraisers for me. They had a motorcycle line come up here the other day and hand me a check. You know, I think it's great that we are part of one bigger extended family. You know, there's no, you know, a lot of people look at it a certain way, but there's no rivalry here. You know, we work with each other every day on the field, and we know what each other goes through. They do a job that I know I could never do as a fireman, that I wouldn't want to do, and they do just some amazing stuff. I think law enforcement now, and it seems like always, they've been under a lot of scrutiny. They've had a lot of backlash. They're under a lot of heat. They're always under that stuff, whereas firefighters typically aren't, and it's really undeserved. You know, we tend to forget often the kind of difference that they make in our individual lives and our community around us. But the difference they made in my life, obviously, I'll never forget. I'll never stop to tell other people the kind of difference that they make. Like I said, I mean, without them, you know, we wouldn't be in the safe community that we're in. It'd be a totally different world without them. So, you know, despite all the stuff that's in the media, all the heat that they're under, like I said, the backlash, you know, they do the job that they need to do that other people aren't willing to do. And I'm just so thankful for what they did for me. One last thing is just, you know, again, I mentioned the doctors, but I really want to give a special shout out to Dr. Isaacs and Chief Coatney, who've, from the get-go, they're just right by my side the whole way through. They're always offering their support. They're constantly texting me to see if there's anything I need. So I really want to thank them for all that they do. Overall, obviously, I'm thankful for my entire extended family, with DPD, with DFD, Baylor, just the whole city systems. Not only that, but the community around me. The public support that I've had is just amazing. So I'm thankful for all of them. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be in this situation I'm in now, sitting in my house, relaxing, just recovering at my own pace. I'm smiling and I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful for just the recovery that's coming in the future. It's a long road, but I look forward to rejoining my brothers in the department in whatever capacity it's going to be in. I think, like I said, it's going to be a long way off, but I know that when I get back, it's going to be like I never left. That's the way family is. So I want to thank all of them. Anyone who's watching this or listening to this, thank you guys for taking time out to watch and listen. Thank you for your support and prayers.